So I recently released a short video, more of a PSA about build crafting in Destiny 2 and how you actually want to go about it, different stages to it as well. And then in that, I also mentioned that the quick build that I was making from scratch in the background, that I will do a bit more of a video on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I've completely cleared my character, going to do this maybe one take, minimal editing, if any at all, just like completely from scratch, just take you through it. And of course, first thing we want is to, well, the purpose for this one is going to be add clear, bit of boss damage, bit of fun as well. So, and this was revolving around the exotic races, which of course mine not the best role. It's got a bit too much ability on it. Definitely slower. With that later. And then we can go over to setting up our subclass. I'm going to start with the aspects first. And there's the main three for solar. Definitely want touch of flame because that's going to improve on needs. And sun braces, we're going to need solar grenades. In this case, we'll have a longer duration and emit blobs of lava. And the solar grenades will scorch enemies, and scorching will then lead into ignitions, and we can probably build our subclass around it. Then we have two more movement options, sort of say. We have Icarus Dash, which is just a dash forwards. And then we have Heat Rises, which you consume your grenade and float, and it will also heal you. And then it also states, grants melee energy whilst you're in the air, and you get final blows, which seeing that Sunbraces needs powered melee final blows to activate. This would probably be the choice. Using the grenade to heal, or if we need to heal, then we can use the melee basically to then get the grenade back. So if we need more healing, we can just consume it more, or throw the 5 grenades out, and then we just float in the air and we get our grenade back, our melee back. And for melee, actually gonna go Incendiary Snap, mainly because it scorches. This also scorches, and it's got longer range, but this one, if you hit all of them, it also would ignite. The ignition and the scorch tick would also count as a powered melee. It should count as the ignition if it all 5 hit should count towards the melee. Then Burst Glide, because the other ones suck, and I'm gonna go Phoenix Dive, mainly for the reason that so I was going to say for the movement ability, but a healing rift might be able to just lock down a point, even if we're and then we got the well, which is just movement option for skating, as well as then dealing with barrier champions from the Radiant, and just the survivability. And then so we have a melee that scorches, grenade that scorches. We have an exotic that revolves around melee option. We'll also be throwing a lot of grenades, so having healing on grenade final blows is pretty good. That could be alright because we will be scorching through melee and the grenade. If we apply more scorch attacks, then melee trigger ignitions faster, so and the grenade will also trigger ignition faster, which means do more damage and kill shit faster and more ad clear as well. Defeating scorched targets generates a fire spray. Can do that because I saw one over here earlier. Picking up fire spray grants restoration. So by using our grenade or melee, actually, and our Phoenix Dive, because we'll be having heat rises, which would then scorch enemies when we land. Plus, we'll be in the air, so lots of rift won't do much. We will generate a fire spray, which will then give us healing. And in total, that's going to give us also 10 resilience and 10 recovery. Which we can then, if we go over to the armor picker. So, okay. Sun braces. And then we have this one and searing. I'm gonna switch apply more stacks to melee ability on eating scorched targets, because again we'll be scorching a lot, but that's fine. I know we had searing. It's just been stupid there. Then stat wise, I am definitely tier 10 resilience. Yeah, it says here 40% damage reduction. It's 30%, but 30% that's still really strong in any content. So like say something would take 10 shots to kill you, it's now 13 shots. Don't know what 9 would be, but say if tier 8 gave 25%, seeing that if you can't get tier 10 brilliant, but you can get like tier 8 and tier 8's 25, I'd still go with that. Then surprising, I'm gonna go tier 10 discipline, mainly because we should be getting our melee back with the amount of scorch we're dealing. That it doesn't matter. The strength doesn't matter, and then we can use our grenade to start off heat rises to then get more melee energy back to get more grenades back. And then of course I'm gonna go recovery so I can dive more and then get the strength stat as high as possible. And then mobility is automatically tier 4. And then here we can hit equip. Destiny. But it doesn't change class item. Take up mods. And I'm gonna get highlighted so it doesn't have annoying glow. Okay. Let's start with stats. We need 1 discipline, 2 resilient, recovery, resilience, and 4. Put 1 in. I'm I'm gonna actually do the stats, the other mods first. So, okay, so we're gonna be throwing a lot of grenades. I want to actually start asset. We go 2 of them. And then maybe no, because we'll have Ash Assassin, so we can get so and slot in Breezel, and then also a power ammo finder, because heavy is better. Arms, what do we need? I'm gonna do firepower because orbs and grenade kills, we'll be getting a lot of grenade kills, so that's better. And melee kickstart for a bit of extra melee turn for using the melee, and also in detonation, so whenever we do anything, so there's anything else now. Reloads, we'll get class ability energy push, and then we'll, if we have heat risers, scorch the enemies, and then go back into the melee loop. Here, maybe have to put of later. So this is resistant reserves. Definitely gonna put on of passive dampener to take 10% less damage on top of our tier 10 resilience, and then also charged up so we can take 4 stacks instead of just the 3 stacks, which for melee kickstart would be 40% instead of 30% straight away. Is that good? And scavenger mods. We might not really need recuperation because we should be getting our health back on grenade kills, but in a invigoration for picking up, getting melee energy on all pickups. Also would like to stacks and so recover mod, and then we have what left. Yeah, that's perfect. Do the health regen. We'll start on fire spray pickups. Do double invigoration because regen is better. And discipline, yeah, because then reach. I do want Reaper because then we'll want Phoenix Dive for outreach, for grenade recharge, for using our class ability. And then I've got a slot here which mods. This is from the Artifice armor. It's basically just free stats, and we have 1, 2, 3 pieces of it, which would be 9 total because each one goes 3, which would put us over the tier 9 for recovery. That's exactly what we do. And that's armor and mods done. Now we just need weapons. With a horde, because that's good for ad clear. Arbalest if I want to do anti-barrier. Izzy's for just burst damage. Actually, this might need a legendary session. That's a good long-range precision tool. Running kinetic primary is worth it. Special. Do Flourish Lance because it will scorch, and Battler, because right now we have Barrier Pulse. In case I need it. Same with the Minotaur for the Scorch and Overloads, and then Unstops we got the Polaris, but if we need a legendary option, Disease, I would go into I might have to pull it from Dim, which is honestly a site I recommend into. So we have Rusty, then Heavy Wire, Eager Edge for movement. I mean, LMG for volatile rounds right now with volatile flow and the artifact, the anti-barrier as well. I mean, yeah, a rocket because it's just busted. What else can we maybe use? I mean, really, realistically, maybe Thunderlord, but that's about it. So here we have anti-barrier covered. Here we have champions covered, unstop, barrier, overload, and then we have movement, barrier, damage, and overload. Actually, then I'm also going to grab this thing because then I can run double special, which will give me more heavy drops, and it's solar and really quite good as well. Maybe even a retrace paths. I still need to craft, even though I haven't got around to it, because I can run something like this. And I've got barrier. I've just got add clear type, which with Paracausal Infinity, literally anything I do, I will get 20% damage buff for this weapon. And then of course now we just need to go test it. So let's do the new mission. This just the opening, because the opening is more ad clear. See how it goes. Okay, now first part, you can see this goes. I'm already gonna pop prizes. Oh yeah, I was right in thinking that the scorch damage will also proc grenades. And being locked under power isn't a big issue as well. And I'm generating plenty of orbs. Yeah, after just trying out there briefly, a lot of uptime on the melee, a lot of uptime on the grenades, no trouble with anything. Yeah. I honestly think was a successful test, and that's basically the build. Didn't even actually have to use my weapons, apart from briefly probably at the beginning just to get one low so I can guarantee a kill. But yeah, hope insight into the build. Hope try and think about the mods and stuff you use. Give you insight. Hope you maybe try this build. And if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. See you in the next one.